gonna punch you in the face.
Warning, this podcast contains violence and spoilers.
And black and gold, blue, black Power Rangers.
Not really.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the S10 TV podcast for Supernatural Season 10, Episode 17, Inside Man. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me are the usual Clio and Dom.
Yes.
And Omikins.
Indubitably?
I was hoping she would say maybe, but...
I wanted her to say maybe too.
I thought about it, because I knew that you guys wanted me to say something along those lines, so I...
Maybe was the correct answer.
Ding, ding, ding.
I should have said affirmative and totally screwed everything up.
Yes, should have. So, good episode. I don't even have to ask you guys what you thought, because I know you all liked it.
I didn't like it.
Bullshit.
I didn't like it as much as you guys have been raving about it, but I like it.
The reason I'm raving about it is because it's a really good episode, and it, I guess, reinvigorated my interest in the season, which was waning the past couple of weeks.
That's why I've been making a big deal about it, is because I legit didn't want to sit down and watch this episode thinking that it was just going to be like all the rest of them and just not interesting. And they brought Bobby back.
I'm upset that this wasn't a filler episode. I really only like the filler episodes. That's all I care about.
You're so full of shit. It is oozing out your ears right now.
That's what that is.
That's my headphones.
So, we're back to the old Winchester staple of lying to each other. That's lovely. So, Sam goes on a secret mission with Cass under the guise of going to see a French movie.
That was funny.
It's French.
That was the worst
Wichita.
cover ever.
Yeah, because Sam was like, "You'd love it. Come see this obscure French movie with me." It's like, have you met your brother?
That's exactly why he said it, because he knew Dean would be like, a French movie?
No, but he was doing it in such an obvious fashion that, Dean should have picked up, like, all right, so you're going to score some hookers. Like,
at this point, Dean doesn't give a shit.
I think he did. But yeah, you're right. Dean doesn't give a shit.
I mean, I think Dean was suspicious until, like, there was that moment right at the end where he was like, there's room, you can come if you really want to. Like, that sounded more sincere than the entire story building up to that.
Uh-huh.
And Dean was like, nah, I'll pass.
Yeah, he wants nachos and beer.
Stay out of my room. And first thing he does.
Oh my god, that was brilliant.
I loved taking the phone off the hook and taping down the two little things so that no matter what, the phone's always off, always hung up.
Yeah, so if Sam did not say anything about going into his room, I'm pretty sure Dean wouldn't have done it.
No, exactly. It was the stay out of my room thing that put it in his head.
Instead, he
He's
had
like,
to go...
"Oh, now I want to go in your room."
Now I'm totally gonna, stink up your toothbrush with my...
Yeah, I'm gonna brush my armpits with your toothbrush.
That was
really
evil.
gross.
That's disgusting.
I love he was just like that
like,
little
ooh.
little face he made.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, I'm rank.
Do they not have deodorant in there?
Well, I'm sure they...
Well, sometimes you forget for a couple days, and then it's like, whoa, okay.
I don't think Dean is the most hygienic person on the planet.
Oh.
It doesn't... I mean, sweat. If you're hot, doesn't matter if you just showered. You're gonna still smell bad.
I mean, I seem to recall an episode in which Dean repeatedly died over and over and again, and I could have sworn every single one of those days that he took a shower.
Well, yes, but that was going to be his plan that day. He showered that day, and he just kept repeating that day.
He didn't know that
he even died in the shower.
In that one day than he ever did in his entire life.
Well, technically, because he relived that day how many hundreds of times.
Yesterday was Tuesday. Today is Tuesday.
And yeah. So, what seems like a terrible plan at first actually succeeded in the end, and I mean, yeah, they one-upped Metatron at the that was the part that actually got me, because they bring him down. I'm like, okay, so as he put it, leverage, live it, love it, and then Cass pulls a Metatron and sucks his grace out, and then Sam shoots him in the leg. That was just beautiful.
I need to because that's not going to be the case. Metatron is still one up on them.
But what I meant was, what I thought when that happened was, I was like, the whole time they were executing this plan, I'm like, Metatron's just gonna immediately fuck everything up. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And then they take his grace, and it's like, that went better than expected.
That part went better, but
the whole thing is that their guard is down now. That's Metatron's got them right where they want him. And Metatron and Castiel are going off on this road trip, which we don't get to see the conclusion of. This is going to carry on.
I don't think this is right where Metatron wants to be.
He doesn't want to be mortal. He doesn't want that weakness.
He's mortal and bleeding from the leg.
I'm 100% sure he's exactly where he wants to be. I think his grace being taken is going to come into play, and I believe Metatron is going to say, "Oh my God, you're." Like, they're gonna go look for it, and your grace it was here, it's not. And then Cass is gonna get the idea, whether Metatron's gonna seed it or whatever, that he's gonna use Metatron's grace, and then Metatron's gonna gain control over Castiel.
I hope to God Castiel's not that fucking stupid.
I think that's
well, he's been that stupid in the past.
Yeah. And
Cass is very naive.
I mean, as far as we know, now. Someone refresh my memory. The angels still technically don't have their wings because they got to use that portal to get in and out of heaven.
Correct.
Right. So that was never resolved after Metatron, cast them all out. So it's possible they might figure out a way to use his grace to undo that.
Oh. Dope.
I don't know. Like, what happened? Like, all the angels fell. Their wings were removed, but
which. They lost a decent chunk of their power when doing that.
Right, but is there a way for them to gain their power back?
We don't know. I mean, honestly, we don't know. Like, they all lost their wings. Metatron set up a portal to heaven, and that's what they're using now to get back. That's what they use to get back in. But they still don't have their wings. Like, because remember all the seasons before, whenever the angels wanted to, they can just zap themselves to and from at will.
The clear answer here is the angels need to start drinking more Red Bull.
You're damn right they do.
I thought they weren't allowed to say that Red Bull gives you wings anymore.
No, they're not. I don't think they're allowed to say that. Yeah, they're allowed to say that.
I think they are, actually. The new commercial that I saw was something along the lines of no Red Bull, no wings, or something like that. So,
yeah.
I think they're okay with... they're okay to say it as long as they have the disclaimer.
Red Bull does not actually give you wings, even though we shouldn't put this disclaimer because it would weed out the dumb factor from the gene pool.
Red Bull gives me wings.
Laws and free society and shiz.
I'm surprised they didn't cover that one episode with, with an angel drinking a shit ton of energy drinks because it would give him wings. They're naive enough.
That seems like something Castiel would do before he gained the knowledge of everything.
Before he gained pop culture references.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which they kind of let that peter off a bit. They haven't been playing up on that this season, and they really need to. Anyway, Bobby, as mentioned.
Bobby!
Yeah, Bobby throws a riot in heaven, which...
Oh. God.
It's just awesome. Fantastic. I mean, I guess the angels in charge didn't really know who this Bobby Singer was.
Well, did you see all the Robert Singers in that hallway?
You know what? But here's the thing.
The Bobbies are rioting.
Any of the angels who were in charge before this group, the second, all the Robert Singers are out of their heavens. Okay, they would have instantly attributed it to the Winchesters. These angels don't, because... Apparently they're not in the know.
What about Roberto Singer?
I love that.
What about Roberta Singer?
Gentlemen, gentlemen, and lady.
There's one Roberta Singer.
I love that. We got Bobby. I love his heaven. It's just a nice... It's his living room. Listening to the radio and reading magazines.
Actually, I started thinking about the last time we saw heaven. It was very different. Right? Because last time we saw heaven, they went through, was it Joe's heaven? I forget who.
No, they went through, what was his name? The mullet guy. Yeah, Ash.
Ash.
They went through his heaven, and then they went through another person's heaven, but correct me if I'm wrong, but like the doors, the in between of those personal heavens, there was like more of a landscape, and this is like a sterile corridor. It's maybe Metatron reorganized it that way just to keep it easy, and it's awful. Maybe it's just based on the perception of whoever's in it at the time. I mean, we know it's a more malleable dimension, so
yeah. I mean,
so is hell.
The fact that they were all in this corridor that was Robert Singer, I think they like opened themselves up for a very amazingly awesome potential joke that they missed out on. Because don't forget, one of their writer/producers of the show is named Robert Singer.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have loved to just have him be in a cameo just in the hallway walking around with the rest of the
How do you know
singers.
he wasn't?
I looked.
Oh, okay.
I searched for him. I know exactly what he looks like. I looked for him, and I even checked like the wiki after to see if they like made any reference to it or whatsoever, and they did not. So
this guy, you know, he'll pause and zoom in on documents to see if anything's on there. So I mean,
yeah,
I expect him to look for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the last time they even mentioned him was in my favorite episode of all time, The French Mistake.
Yep.
So, but I mean, they could have even used that Robert Singer, which wasn't the writer, the actual one. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. So we got Bobby. We need to get more of that. He left Sam.
Awesome.
I don't think they're gonna though.
I know.
You saw the ending. They're there, and they're taking care of him. There was consequences for what he did. So.
Right. So what are they gonna do with him? Because that's his eternal. Are they gonna throw his soul back to hell?
No, prison.
Well,
Souls can go to prison.
Yeah, you're right.
Or
Heaven has a prison?
Yeah.
I love that.
Or are they gonna kill him? They could just angel blade him.
They could destroy his soul. Yeah.
I don't
think.
That'd be.
I'm sure as hell hoping not.
Yeah.
But it's a possibility.
I completely forgot to mention in the notes Hannah.
Ugh.
So I'm just gonna say Hannah.
Manna.
Manana.
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 And for once,
she's a man, baby.
For once, Hannah was being like reasonable, and everything she said, I was like, yeah, totally,
yes.
I get that. And then Cass is getting mad at her. I'm like, no, Cass, you're being the idiot. Stop
You're being a dickwad. Stop it.
Stop it.
Just stop.
So Dean,
you can't stop. You won't stop because it's Hannah.
We're moving on.
Hannah Manana.
We are moving on to Dean's adventures at the bar. He ordered some kind of Spanish dish, and he got the mother load of nacho dishes. I am hungry now.
Nachos, 3 sauces.
Reminds me of the nacho concoction
we made
in Canada.
I know. Everything comes back to that. For 30-second sidebar, this nacho concoction was leftover chili piled on nachos with cheese and onions and everything that we could find in the fridge. It was this disgusting, messy platter piled high that you had to eat with a fork. And it was heaven.
Supernatural is filmed in Canada, which means that they got your leftovers.
Probably.
Maybe.
Or you got their leftovers.
Dean decides to hustle some teenagers.
They're not really. They're college goers.
They're college
goers.
Yeah.
He hustles them. They seemed a little gullible falling into it.
He did it. He was so clever. He was like, I'm going to play the dumbass, drunk person, and I'm going to lead them into this false sense of security, and then he just whooped their fucking asses.
I mean,
he hustled them.
Yeah, no, he hustled. But I think in terms of the hustling game, he overdid it.
Yeah, I agree
He
on
definitely.
that one.
Do you think he went a little too,
He went too hard.
They're like, oh, come on, let's pool our money together. Oh, and that watch? Yeah, put that watch into... It's like, as soon as that was, I'd be like, nah, I don't want to play anymore.
Right, exactly. And as he said, this watch was my father. I expected him at the end to take the money and give the kid his watch back. Because he said, my father gave me this watch.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that an interesting story?
Dean is turning into a demon again, so no.
Oh, speaking of that...
His level of caring is dipping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Rowena shows up to try to fuck Dean up. Fergus? She has this spell written on her, corrupts the 3 kids to beat the crap out of them. Yeah, she then, casts the spell, expects it to blow him into the next,
dimension.
The next dimension, another universe or something. And
This was to rip them apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like supposed to make his insides explode.
And it did nothing.
Not a thing.
I
look on
was
her face was
laughing so freaking hard because I wanted to just. It was great. I loved her face.
I loved it too. Like, oh my god, what? Why?
Impossible.
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 So she goes back to hell, or
Sorry.
Sorry,
Wherever.
I say that
Dom.
way too often.
Turning French now. Impossible.
Hey.
Impossible.
Impossible.
she goes back to Crowley's hideout
Spanish.
and cuts herself up a bit to play up on his emotions.
That was really funny.
Yeah, I know,
It's
right?
really
Like
dumb.
she just
It was
walks in
dumb.
with cuts and
Super
like
dumb.
you.
He's like, you dumbass. What the hell were you doing? Come
Like, you
on now.
really, for 1 second, you know your son is involved with the Winchesters in some way, shape, or form. You think you're gonna pull over a lie without him confronting them?
Exactly.
You are so dumb.
She is kind of dumb. But that went over well. And
I was honestly, like, when she booked it out of there, like, she's walking out crying after Crowley kicked her out, and she's, like, dragging her luggage down the street, I was picturing, like, the old TV show, The Hulk, the sad walking away music. I was like, oh my god, like, this would be perfect.
it needed the piano music.
Can we cut that together? Can we make that happen?
Somebody make that happen.
Somebody make that happen.
So here's a question. Where the hell is Crowley's current hideout? Because it looked like he was in the slums of some city.
It could be wherever he wants it.
Well, it's not hell. He's not in hell right now. Because
What do you
he has...
mean?
How do you
That's
know?
not hell.
Well, you know what?
I thought it was.
It could
It
be.
is hell.
It could be hell.
But
I don't
it's
know.
just a gateway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The exit could just bring you out into the middle of the city somewhere.
True. Whatever.
He
Anyway.
can make that exit go out wherever he wants.
As he
He could
puts
make
it,
you come out of Dean Winchester's ass if he wanted
that'd
to.
be hilarious.
And he really wants to.
He does. So he mentions the Mark
so he
has a
could end
way. Yeah, the Mark has a way of not letting go of its victims. And she says, but it's just a curse. It's the first curse, but it's a curse and it can be removed. But she doesn't
Doesn't know how.
No, she don't know how, but bless her witchy heart for saying that because
you know what?
now
And, how does she
Bless
know
her
that?
witchy heart.
bless
she
her
puts
witchy
it,
heart.
It is a curse, and all curses can be broken. So that's her logic, being a super all-powerful witch.
Yes. Now Dean has this bit of information because Crowley told him. Is he gonna go tell Sam, or is he just gonna be like, "I'm
I
good"?
don't think so.
You
I just want
saw
to point
that.
something out.
He
You
could
saw
have.
that ending. Dean looked at him like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna." Dean looked at Sam. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you." And Sam looked at Dean. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you."
I just
Yeah.
want to point something out. You know, in his nightmare that he was having, and he was having
Yes.
the flashbacks of, like, the Mark was taking over, and he's having the flashbacks of all the people he murdered.
Yes.
You notice Cain wasn't one of those flashbacks?
Yeah.
I
Mm.
did.
Mm.
But then again, he wouldn't have remorse for killing Cain. These are all innocent people he murdered.
This
Or
is-
semi-innocent people he
No,
went
he
nutty
was-
on.
He even flashback to killing Abaddon. It
Oh,
was
yeah, you're
not
right.
just innocent.
You're
people.
right.
That was more of a justice kill, though.
It was it's the kills from the Mark. That's what it was.
And he did, it even flashed back to that dude in the pocket dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. It didn't flash back to Cain, which may add more to the, he's
He
not
ain't
dead
dead,
theory.
son.
So,
It'd be interesting if the Mark of Cain protected Cain as well.
Well, I mean, it is
makes
the mark
sense.
of Cain. It's not the mark of Dean now, just
Yeah,
because
it's
Dean
not.
has it. It's still the mark of Cain.
Cain
So-
is still the first murderer.
Mm-hmm.
Crowley shows up and has a heart-to-heart with his ex-boyfriend. And as Dean puts it, like, I wanted to cut on the bitch, but, that's not how it went down. So they share some drinks and some talking, and Dean puts it in his head, like, family is,
It's not just blood.
yeah, it doesn't end with blood.
It doesn't start with blood.
It
It
doesn't
doesn't
start with
start.
blood either. So it's like, just because she's your mother doesn't mean she's, just because they're technically your family doesn't mean they're your family.
Can we talk about Crowley's drink that had the little devil's pitchfork in it?
Mm-hmm.
That was cute.
Amazing.
That was adorable.
Great. It was great.
So after this, Crowley goes and breaks up with his mother.
I mean, Dean's a good Dr. Phil.
He is
Yeah.
Dr. Phil, the king of hell.
You
After
brought me
talking
into
to
this
the
world, but
boyfriend.
you were never my mother.
Which is true.
It's just so true. She totally
Left
abandoned
him.
him when he was little.
Super
And
quick.
all of this, do you think we're going to get the badass Crowley back?
I hope so.
Because it's starting to, like, he's starting to realize he's lost his edge. And as Dean put it, maybe it is all the human blood Sam pumped him full of.
Oh, I think Crowley said that maybe they're just getting old.
Mm.
I don't think that's the reason.
I don't like
what's going to
halfway
come out
crowd.
of... Yeah, I think what's going to come out of this, though, is Rowena's going to end up breaking the curse. Because she's determined now more than ever to get back at the Winchesters. And now, because Crowley, her own son, kicked her out because of Dean, she really is going to seek revenge. She's going to take the time to research how to get rid of this mark. She's going to cast a spell. She's going to remove the mark to try to kill Dean. Crowley's going to come to Dean's rescue and kill his mother. That's how this is going to go. Exactly.
You know
how
what?
this
I
I-
actually have to agree with you entirely on that.
What was I gonna say?
I mean, she wasn't there because he's her son. She was there because it suits her end game, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So now Crowley fucked that up. And it's because of Dean. So she's going to remove the curse for no reason but to kill Dean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is...
She doesn't know that removing the curse is actually going to help him.
Right, she's going to be doing him a favor. You know, if all goes according to her plan, she does him a favor, and 30 seconds later she kills him.
Yeah.
Which is why I insist that there's more going on with the Metatron story, because they're not just going to kill him off for absolutely no reason. That's going to be
Right.
much, much bigger than what it's playing out, because he's not going to be involved in any way, shape, or form in actually removing this mark.
Right, and
So
he's going, supposedly taking Castiel to where he kept the rest of his grace. Which means Cass would no longer need to keep sucking down other angel grace. Which is nice for him. I don't know. And I'm curious where Rowena is going to dig this up, because as Metatron put it, this is old magic, like God or Lucifer level magic, and you can't exactly ask either of them about it. Like,
Wow.
it's Dead Sea Scrolls.
Wow. You know, there is a little something. This little person called, we've seen him before. In this season, in fact.
oh, who would that be?
Clio, help me out here.
I don't want anything to do with this argument anymore.
Chamberlain.
You know my stance.
Wilt
and
Chamberlain.
Possibly.
Bye, Don.
Fight on.
Nice knowing you.
It's Chuck, people.
Anyway,
I thought you were gonna. No, I know you were going for Chuck, but at first I thought you were gonna go for Lucifer.
but as he
Because
put
the
it,
cage is still down there.
It's still down there.
they
I
can't
did
risk opening
mention
that.
last
I
episode
know,
that
but-
something could happen.
Think of how much fun it will be if they do.
Yeah.
What? They open that and they
In
let...
the cage.
You fucking creep. They can't risk open... Yes, they're going to open the cage to get info and risk releasing two of the most, powerful,
Yes.
pissed-off entities.
Yes. We have no archangels. If we get Michael back, think of how awesome that will be.
Oh, it's
Not awesome, because
Fuck
he's
shit
a
up.
dick.
Yes, but awesome for the show. Terrible for
Michael,
people,
this-
but awesome for the
I
show.
want Gabriel back.
and if
I want Gabriel back too.
oh my God. And then if Dee didn't kill Cain, Cain's coming back. They're all it's just gonna be one big brawl. One big huge freaking brawl.
You want Jeffrey Dean Morgan back?
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah.
Let's bring everybody back.
Yes.
All Bobby had to do was run down the massively, endlessly long hallway until he got to the W section
Wow, yeah.
and just find John Winchester's heaven and let him out.
Is John in heaven?
Mm-hmm.
I thought his soul kind of got poofed.
No, he escaped
No,
from
it
hell.
was-
Oh,
it was in
okay.
hell, but then he escaped.
Yeah, they freed him.
And it kind of like went up to heaven.
Yeah, like that whole radio thing at the beginning with Bobby was really cool, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got to see like how these seances, like
Really
obviously
worked.
they don't, yeah, but how they really work.
Really?
You know,
For real.
I don't use air quotes correctly, so
Let's just use it on every word. You'll get it right at one time. You know?
Eventually.
Eventually.
Actually.
it's really cool seeing that. But it just bothers me that they don't. they've never tried to contact their father? Why? Like, I get it, Bobby, but why not their father? Why not contact their father to do this rogue mission? Why is Bobby the last hope?
Because he was.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, he is their Obi-Wan for sure.
Probably because it was easier to get, Jim Beaver than Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Well, yeah.
Yes, there's that.
Yes, that's exactly why. But I'm talking about context of the actual show itself.
I think they're closer to Bobby than they were their dad. I mean, they love their dad.
Eventually, they were closer to Bobby. Yeah.
Bobby,
Saving things, saving people, hunting things, the family business.
Bobby's family.
He's family.
He's Uncle Bobby.
And I think that's also why Bobby's in this episode, because Dean talks about how family is not... Family and blood aren't always the same thing.
Do you think we're ever going to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan return?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe in the final season they'll pull something out of their asses.
I mean, if I outcry enough, it might happen, right?
The final episode has to be Sam and Dean both dead.
Yes, I agree, and so does Everett. So do Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. They both agree.
There was an interview where they said that would be the only way to end the series if both the guys were dead. That's exactly what they said.
Like no return dead.
They have to kill off everybody involved with them too. Get rid of DJ Quails, whatever.
Who's left though? There are like two people left.
There's Charlie
and Garth.
Charlie and Garth. That's it.
No, and
there's a whole bunch of other hunters
the
out
police
there.
lady.
Yeah.
Oh no, leave her alone.
There's a whole bunch of hunters out there that they leave nameless, but
No, all the hunters that they're involved with, you got to kill them all off. Otherwise, there's some chance that they could pull them back somehow. You'd kill them all off, so nobody knows about the Winchesters. Resurrect Kevin and have him wipe their name out of the Angel Tablet history.
Would he still be a prophet if they resurrected him?
No.
No.
Just, you know what, after all, just at the end, death comes in and it's just like, all right, I'm tired of all this shit. There is no way anybody's bringing you back. You're dead.
In that case, just wipe out the whole entire human race. Just start all over. Come on now. Death knows obviously knows that that's the only way that things can't carry on.
I mean, Death's powers only work one way. He can't make a new human race. He can just wipe out the existing race.
Yep, just start all over.
They could never kill Death, so I don't know if we're ever going to see the Four Horsemen come back in that capacity.
Well, actually, they said, well, you know what, you're right. There was rumor when Crowley gave Dean Death's scythe. He told him it even kills Death himself, supposedly. But, that's as far as we know. That should just be a load of horse hockey.
It's probably whoever killed Death becomes Death.
Ooh, whoever
becomes. All I see are with horses with shoulder pads and skates on right now and holding a freaking hockey stick in their mouth. Horse hockey?
I'm channeling Colonel Potter. Nobody? Am I the only person who watches old television?
Yes.
Obviously.
Anyway, that's our show.
Now I am become Death, destroyer of worlds.
Well, did we mention the note that Bobby gave
I was
to
in the
Sam?
process of mentioning that, and we moved on to something. That's okay. Yeah, Bobby gave a really heartfelt letter to Sam.
And told Sam, don't lie to your brother. Stop it. And what are they doing? They're still
lying.
Hey, but Bobby said in that letter,
something's gonna change.
No matter what you do, I know you'll do the right thing. So if he doesn't tell Dean, Bobby still knows that it's because that's the right thing to do.
Well, it's because Bobby knows that he can't make the Winchesters do anything.
Very true.
He wouldn't have worded it that way then. But I agree, he knows that he can't make them.
He's being set. All his time in heaven has made him sappy and sentimental, so he's not given the straight Bobby talk as he usually does.
Did he even say idiots once in this episode?
Yes!
Oh, he did?
He did!
I don't remember it.
He called Castiel. When he was talking to Castiel, he's like, you idiots.
The idiots.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh my god, when I because of that, when Dean called Crowley Boris, he goes, "Where's Boris and Natasha?"
No,
I fucking
Boris,
flipped.
Finally, I know. It's like squirrel.
So funny. Squirrel.
Boris. Where's Natasha?
I flipped. I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing."
Funny.
I missed that.
Fergus?
Fergus?
Oh my god.
You
That's
missed
amazing. I missed that.
When he showed up at the bar, he said,
I don't know.
Crowley just goes, he goes, squirrel. He's like, Boris, where's Natasha? So are we going to do this?
It was so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that would be our show. Yeah, we covered everything.
What's coming up next week?
Oh, right. Thank you.
Did I
I thought, see, look, you see, I thought it wasn't there. Anyway, oh, god damn it.
Don't say goddamn it. No. You don't get to say goddamn it.
Next
No.
week.
You could say
Yes,
Lucifer,
shut up,
damn it.
Lee.
No.
Don Chaos says, what's up, everybody? You know what, Don? This is what's up. Omi's
What's
about
up,
to
Don?
lose her mind.
I'm not losing my mind.
And next week,
I'm a little upset.
Book of the Damned is the episode name.
Sounds amazing.
Felicia Day returns as Charlie.
Yay!
Okay. Charlie calls Sam and Dean to tell them she found the Book of the Damned, which could help remove the Mark of Cain. Okay, that's nice. The Winchesters race to her after she tells them she's been shot by a man named Jacob Stein, who says the book belongs to his family and he won't rest until he gets it back. Castiel and Metatron take a road trip to find Castiel's grace, but they hit a couple of road bumps along the way.
Literally, I mean,
Both
there's...
seeing Metatron.
Yes.
Okay. Or they just went through a slow zone where you had to slow down. There was a couple
Or
road
he
bumps.
drives that crappy Cadillac over a speed bump at 65 and just destroys the suspension.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what Castiel
Or he
did.
stops for gas and Metatron fucks with the car.
That would just
Or
make it
he
harder
plays
for
mind
Metatron.
games with Castiel, which
Like
is
a fall
obviously
for no
what's gonna
banana in the
happen.
tailpipe.
They took away his angel juice, so all he's got left is his brain
Yeah.
and his silver tongue.
Who's it? Okay,
it'll
who's
come in handy.
Jacob? Who's okay? Jacob Stein, who is Jeff Branson. Who is that?
Well, let's find out.
It's actually just Googling him.
I'm doing it
Awesome.
right now. Jeff Branson. Okay. Actor, The Young and the Restless.
Oh, him?
This guy.
I still don't know who he is.
Okay. What else is he in? Because he looks familiar.
NCIS, he seems to be a lot of one-offs and a bunch of
There's
he's
something I know him from.
Ronan Malloy in The Young and the Restless.
I don't watch soap operas anymore. I left that in the dust when I was like 13.
Alright, let's go all the way at the beginning. Dom, have you ever seen All My Children?
Nope.
Without a Trace, Guiding Light, I Spit on Your Grave, Trophy Husband, The Young and the Restless, CSI New York, CSI Las Vegas, Chosen,
Agent
NCIS,
Jenkins.
The Mentalist. No?
Nope.
Does a lot of one-off roles on TV.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, I kinda kinda recognize him, but
He was in the Shaft movie.
The what movie?
Shaft?
Oh,
He was in
Shaft?
Shaft?
Yes.
When was
The-
he was
the
in Shaft?
2002
There we go.
Shaft.
Right
There it
there.
is.
Right there. It was 2000.
Yes.
that's probably during that time where I didn't watch movies.
And on that
That was
note of
15 years
Dom
ago.
being right, that's our show. Congratulations, Dom. You can applaud yourself. Omi, where can the people find you down there?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Your turn, Dom.
It's a thing, and it's
Phenomenon. Do 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 do.
Oh, ooh, there. No, now it's done.
You can find him on Phenomenon on
I sang
Twitter.
it already, so.
She sang it. I can't
I know.
Done. You can find me at Cleomoto on the socials and on Twitch at TheCleomoto.
I didn't even have to cue her. She just did it automatically. I love it.
Yeah, well, she's like pro at this, you know.
I know, right? Solo
MLG Pro, Doritos
solo
and Mountain Dew.
recording the Arrow podcast.
I did already.
I know.
I'm on top of my stuff today.
Stop looking up at me. You know what, Dom? Stop looking up at me.
Except for
Now I
laundry.
can't see your eyes. I can't see your eyes anymore. Still can't see them. I can't make this thing any bigger. I can make it smaller. There we go. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Illadrin. right there. You can find us all on YouTube, as well as Facebook, Google+, Gmail, MySpace, and Twitter at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us at those places for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows.
Oh, God.
I know, that's just creepy. Dom, you need to exfoliate.
I can't see the color anymore. It's just a big shadow.
Dom, you need to exfoliate, buddy.
You should,
Thanks for watching, everybody.
You should change your green screen to blue screen so that we can see through your eyes.
Yeah.
Yes, because we need to be creeped out even more.
You know it.